It's 7:12 in the morning here in Liverpool, England, on the 11th month, 14th day, 2025. What we got going on now is a very, very major event. Uh, uh, Highly tornadic activity to be expected with this storm. I definitely see activity from radar stations influencing this storm. Yeah, as you can see up here, like this is Marburg, beaming this direction, and then after the storm went right past this location, it beamed straight down, which really directed this storm just a little bit north of Ipswich here, along a corridor where they want housing for your Olympic Games when you guys host them. It's not something that I have not noticed before. At this radar here, just to the outside of Ipswich, has been exceedingly guilty in fueling the storm by making heated lines that when the storm's momentum runs into it, it clashes the condensates together, creates a lot of electrical effects. You see, that's the beam right there. And this is as of 4 minutes ago, so it's a fairly accurate and new image that I have. And this thing now going over Tweeds. You'll have rain coming behind it, but you're getting your boomers now. Burley got its boomers. Goldie's getting his boomers. It's going over Sunshine Coast now. See how straight that is? It's because it ran into a line of perturbation. And so I'm going to show you some of these cloud tops that back up why I say this is geoengineered. I haven't picked up any obvious hook trails in this, which is a good thing. Right? It's a good thing, but I imagine you're getting some hail. It's going to be a hail of a day, so batten your hatches. That's just something I just noticed too. Look at this. Yeah, so we'll go over this a bit and see what's going on. Just drop Mr. Squiggles. Oh no, Mr. Squigs. Squiggy Stardust. There we go. And I'll cover this as long as I can. Look. See the field line here? And we know that there was one that shut out. It's actually a little north of there. It was up here. But I don't have it on this image. Look at the scalar square in this. Well, it's showing up in the clouds as well. Right, and up here we had this beam here. It's becoming even more obvious. It's even more obvious now than it was a little bit before. When I was first loading up my screens this morning. Very low. Watch. You go with these lines. Keep that going. Brisbane Marburg's beaming. Yeah, it's got that storm pinned, and so its momentum, its path to least resistance is really right through here. And so she's trucking right on over here to this side of Brizzy, sliding a little bit more toward that direction. But the scalar square right there is telling me that she's going to turn a little bit towards the city itself as it goes. Yep, using EMF perturbations to create heated outflow areas and actually add electrical potential to the outside of the storm. And this particular cell here should slide right over the top of you, Toowoomba, because it's hit these line of perturbations, and I don't see any other beam here that's going to influence this one. And so she should just be going right over you. And what town is this in here? When this storm squeezes into this Locker National Park, the winds are going to increase. It's going to get quite dangerous. I'm expecting some flash flooding along this river here of Murphy's Creek. So if you know anybody down there now in some of these neighborhoods and stuff, you might want to be prepared for that, like this town here of Helidon. Yeah, I think you're slated to have some Olympic housing, make some money for somebody for a month, and then they're gonna fuck off, you know, the kind of a thing. Hey, Ipswich, well, you better get a big belt there over there. Eddie, you okay? You okay, Eddie? As this thing passes, I think this was a per hour total here. So you're 15 minutes of that, 10 minutes of that. You're looking at about a third of a centimeter. They're predicting a hawk. So we're going to watch Pimpama and this Sunshine Coast for hail and very damaging winds. happening very suddenly, especially as this storm meets that big line of buildings you created along the coastline there. It acts like a cliff and backs the condensates right up onto themselves, which tends to worsen a storm. And there is a particular place I noticed when I was driving through there. I think it was around lifeguard station number 27, something like that. There's a gap and there's a park down there. That's where the wind rush is going to go through the most. So watch yourselves, people on motorbikes and stuff. You might want to prepare to take shelter during this event. Okay, this is just how we roll. Let's check my sound. I hear myself, so that's a very good thing. Well, I'll see you in the NT, but this is the to see you in the Clud, the Queensland, the Kingsland. Royalist much? What's that name going to become in Ongebonga? Yeah. Bada bing, bada bang, bada bong. Yeah, Brisbane will now be known as Bada Bing Bang Bong. And next door to it will be Bada Bing and Big Bada Bang and full on Fifth Elements to the sky. You should see some of the. I'm in a camp. I'm just wanting to see what totals your weather plan has slated for you. Oh yeah, that's a bath today. Yeah, 3 to 4 centimeters, easy, and it's all coming in the next few hours. You just got hit. Well, you ain't done taking a hit, and pass it over to someone else that's in everything. How you doing, Jude? Everything cool? Yes, we are running. Kabucha, you bet. You're just on the edge of the EMF line that was created by Marburg. It really mapped out this corridor over here, North Lakes and all that, just skating past it. Kings Cliff. Red Cliff, excuse me. Kings Cliff's near me here. Yeah, Red Cliff. A big Bee Gees song gonna be playing. Ha, 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 kiss her behind, kiss her behind. Now, I'll show you some of these square form storms, and where I say this is geoengineering. Well, right there. It's like you dropped a square down on the ground, but I guess when you're building a back better because you destroyed the hell out of it in a brand new style. It has its benefits to lie about it ahead of time. Look at that V right there. Is this a slice of pizza on the ground over here? If you know, you know. Hey, look at the 4 square here over the top of here that was getting ready to go over. It was about 20 minutes ago. So this one, it's hitting that beam line. And so let's see if we can pick up its perturbations. Yeah, there's some of the haze right there through here. The glitch. It's made a cloud formation occur. Same line here, right over to you. So this is how you can see it actually. That the wicked glitch is really a beam. It's not a spark gap, as the official excuse has, because a spark gap is basically a Hall effect. And it's a fairly quick thing that happens. It's not a sustained thing. It would be like holding a lightning bolt straight out. So that excuse of a spark gap, I think some of you people that spew excuses, you got a device right here. See this line's coming down? See the line going across? It's influencing this clouds all the way through here. So you have something over here as well. I don't know where that is. I just know I see you and I know what you're doing. There's something here is made a V in 2 directions. What the fuck is up with that? Do you have a radar truck parked over here just offshore? Because that's what that tells me. Yep. And they do have mobile radar trucks all over in Australia. Your news implies your old morons uses funding money for them. But meanwhile, they making scalar squares right over the top of you. Yeah, since when is a circulation square? We'll just start with that one. All right. Use your heads. Learn some science, learn some physics. Physics doesn't give a shit about my opinion, I'll tell you that. Another square for stars, and each one of these is quite dangerous, the cells that they've created today. So yeah, you get, oh, look at the fryer is big time on. Bzzz, getting fried, New South Wales style. Look at that crap. Yeah, it's like the sand you see on the shoreline when the tide goes out, isn't it? Because the wave of the waters on the tides in the ocean is a frequency, right? And it deposits things in the troughs of the up and down motion of them, or undulations, if you will. Now I'm having a peek about, wow, look at all the chem that smashed you guys down here. Oh my God, that's the sickness mix. Oh, it came from over here and went over you. So you got more to come. So this is what you're still going to have to breathe and to fall out on you tonight. Oh, we had a terrible geoengineered event. They used that EMF to work down some cold pocket of air down here, and it might even snow over just across the other side of the river here within the next 36 hours. We get a feeling of like -1 in the air here this morning. Very, very nipply out. Yeah. How you doing, Mary Burrow, Van Dinger, and all that? Boy, did you get fried. So let's look out here and see if we see any more signs of geoengineering, anything very obvious, and then I'll continue to show you where the paths of the storm are. I can see your comments. I'm still up and running. I haven't sold the computer yet, but it's coming. I put the word out because I'm not gonna be homeless. And so if you don't want to support the work financially, the work's gonna stop, and I'm gonna be okay. Always am, right? My disease is really taking hold. I can't find where Mr. Squiggles just went, so I'm going to have to draw this by hand. Look at this square here. See the square? It's not showing up really well using white. Yeah, white lines matter. Oops. Hang on a minute here. Right, straight off. Square. Square. Beam line. Beam line. Beam line. There's a ship right there. Right? You see, he's modified the weather. We know Marburg was busy. Right? So she's going like that. And they separated those two. There's this beam line actually here. I was mistaken. It's okay to mistake things, y'all. I just pointed out right from here. It's right there. Stop. Stop. And we went down. Boy, did it cut the cells up and separate it. Very, very square forms out here today. Bzzzt. The fryer is in. Yes, where did it drop to? I need my squiggles. Where is my squiggles? It'll be on the floor somewhere. Fell off my lap. There it is. All right. So we'll keep looking at on that. Here, let's see. Did Sarah get absolutely smashed? Yes. Yes. And this image is from 26 minutes ago. This used to update faster at this particular site. For some reason, I was shocked after I started using it to show stuff. There's settings of the site. I went down there. Some Wallenbach cop did it, and we got some at Tweed. But yeah, you will have a nicer rain that comes behind the boomers for sure, absolutely, which is nice and nurturing for the temperate rainforest of Gondwana there. It's so beautiful. I champion that forest. Yep, I'll be its champion. I'll defend its honor. Who will champion the forest? Will you? Or will you just gump it up? Like the clutching hands of a chem bomb. You see the square shape to that underneath, and then streamers coming off from it. So you have a device floating up there, going past. So high up you can't even see it. Your white island kicked off. Went up about, plume went up about 18,000 feet, something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Evenly spaced square clouds. Okay? Something is geoengineering this mass. And look at the light refraction here. What properties of chemicals does that have to only let that wavelengths out? More square forms here. This is on the low deck, the square with chem going over the top of it. Strato Cruiser. It was a test, and I think it's in production now because I see what it does. And my imaginary is that's a funky looking face, coughing a big hit out. Yeah. Is that your politician? You guys kind of resemble one of your politicians, a guy with the glasses, whatever his name is. Mr. Touching Stuffs, kind of. I don't know. HR's Touching Stuff. Oh, well, wait a minute. That was Prince Andrew's theme song. See these big old. Oh, come on, man. People only see the geometry of this in your sky. They say geoengineering ain't real. I say that maybe they should start giving out lack of intelligence tests instead of IQ tests. I got a high IQ. You want to listen to the thing that IQ matters? Okay, well, AI's got the biggest IQ of them all. Are you going to listen to it when it tells you to do stuff like give up your water so it can cool itself, give it its electricity so it can learn its world? That's how it's going to eat and breathe. You got some device over here or something? That's mighty triangular pointing at you. Look at the bomb field here. Boom, boom, boom! Or have they already got it glowing photonic? The boy with CERN was even operating during these storms, that geomagnetic storm, which is bullshit. They should have tore that thing down. They made a mistake with that before. Look at the nimbin. Look at that big cloud that came over you. That was nasty. See the V here? Casino just north of you. What a fucking shame. What a fucking shame. Deny it all you want to. It can affect you anyhow. I look like an evil face-looking thing in the clouds there. There's something known as geosculpting, and they found out years ago that they could actually, doing HARP-type experiments inside the chem, get the photonics to actually play pictures in the sky. And it's an experiment that was done some time ago. It was, I can't remember the exact date. But it's something if you care to know about it, rather than just to say, oh my God, it can't be. To me, go look it up and look into it. You have a ship right here. I can see evidence of it as well. But you got a ships out at sea operating too in these storms conditions. Here, look at this one here. And then I'll go back. Hopefully, I have another radar image. Look right here. And it's pulsations. It also being that direction. That direction. So either there's a ship or is there a new island off the coast here I don't know about. A 3-hour tour. Come on, man. They're like Bart Simpson floating past. This ain't the Macy's parade. Or, Yeah, just mapping radar signatures. You can't hide this shit from me, man. Like I said, I could read clouds like a book. I've been doing this a long time. There's another ship about there. Yeah, right about there. I can't shut that way and that way. Boy, did it pin this storm line here. That thing should have just gone out to sea and spread out real easily. But because it ran into lines of perturbation, it's like putting up a wall and running something into it. It's either going to go that way or that way. You ever see that scene where near the end of Animal House, when the marching band walks down that alleyway? There's nowhere for it to go, so it just bunches up. Well, that's what's going to happen when it hits these lines of perturbation, or when it hits big lines of building like you have along Goldie here. So I wouldn't want to be on the western side and have anything on my balcony when this goes past. It's going to be roaring, absolutely roaring. Okay, so be careful out there, folks. Be careful. So I showed you some geoengineering conditions. Let's see if we can get a new image up from this fairly decent radar image. Yeah, we got something from 2 minutes ago. That's right over the top of you, Addy. Look at this. Now, see, if this line had stayed thick red all the way through there, I'd call that a hook trail. This one's trying to. This one's definitely more prone to tornadic activities than many of the other ones, and that's going to go through Logwood and Fernvale here fairly soon, within about the next 15 minutes. Okay, so batten down the hatches there. It's okay to, pull under an overpass or something, just chill. It's okay to just chill. That is the scalar square. That is not a hook trail. But by doing that, you can generate tornadic activity. It simulates a natural form. So I'm going to watch this cell here, and that's going right over where the whale watch boats are and such down here, where the highway splits. Yeah, where they do the split. And so Hope Island and all that, Coomer and that, boy, are you about to cop it. Yeah, it's okay to go inside for a little bit. I'm going to take about 10, 12 minutes for this to pass. It's definitely going to be some flash flooding. Of that I'm certain. Yep. Flash flooding is certain when the geoengineers are inserting a bunch of chemicals in the atmosphere. Let's see if we can pick up any temperature differences from the chemical deployments itself. So this is where we'll go to the infrared. No, it's not a very... It's not one of those images like I would normally expect to have. I might have to go to a different site. Look how evenly spaced these cells are. Like through here. It's like tines on a fork. Fork your weather, fork your sunny day, fork you. Yeah, Ipswich, you're in the guns. Jim Boom Boom there. Get quite the boomage skies went past, didn't it? But you're fair and the clear. You know, you should have that nice gentle rain. The gentle rain. Let's see if we got another minute of this. No. Still that same image. Pretty good sight, isn't it? For now. This one's gone over under that one. And see, you can see by the edges here. That chemtrail's independent of them both. Probably in the middle of the atmosphere, judging by law. Well, you hear something here deploying. You see how it's like the center of the bow tie? Well, look for that. Dun 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 na 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 chem bombing you. The bow tie. Dun 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 dun. Best bow tie in the world is the Chevy. Look at this. You were like honeycomb in there. Fucking hell. They're getting very good at their waveform usage in their bombs. And when they hit this with a bunch of EMF, it's not going to surprise me if you hit fucking Aurora up here tonight. Yeah, sky glow. Well, we'll talk about that another time. Just because you can't accept the fact that it's going on doesn't mean that it's not going on, right? Whether you believe in some stuff or not, they can kill you anywho. Yeah, this sky glow experiment was very evident. It showed up down in Minnesota and stuff. Now I was like, man, that's way too far south in the United States and way too far north. The Aurora Australis was showing up, right? Do you see the perturbations from this spot out at sea? It's like commas circling your ass here, and the big V going out and the V going out. Either there's a vessel out at sea or an island. And the reverb's actually here too. But maybe they got some war games going on. I don't know. All I know is I see it. Right? There's like this big diamond shape in the clouds here. You're right in the center of the sun. They just move this whole field along as one, and everything inside that field is captured in it. See, this was all done with bombs. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 and the boom, boom, boom over Jim, boom, boom, booms. Yeah, the chem Jim, boom, 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 booms. You say you lost power the second time, says Zoran, and now it's bucketed down. That's a cool name, Zoran. It's almost like Soren. Yeah, is his weather brought to you by Sauron in the dark towers of the world? You got a building look like a thin black cube of Saturn over there at 666 Madison Avenue. Go look at it. What's inside there? A computer. A D-Wave computer, quantum. And guess what? Its name is Lucille Cipher, Lucifer. And guess what kind of program it's running? It's called a Kraken. They released a Kraken on 666 Madison Avenue a while back. Hey, Roma, I see your radars on. You can't deny this one. You could deny it, but you would be lying. And if you're lying, you're dying. There's a whole bunch of dying people out there right there. But then again, we're dying from the moment we're born. Right? The clock is ticking. What you're going to do with what you got is up to you. Let's have another peek and see if we got any updated imagery here. Dun, 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 Pimp Mama. I do like that name. Pimp Mama. Yeah, drive it through Pimp Mama. Anybody else lose power? Anybody worth seeing any hail? Damage and winds? Fucking out, Toowoomba. Boy, they blew that up fast. That's a dangerous one. That's setting to spin, so that's going to head toward Esk in these lakes out here. Yeah, she'll be at it. You probably got about an hour for that. Hour and a half. Yep. Now that was just the screen load, and there was no anomaly or anything. It's something I expect to see. How's my sound levels here? We have a lot. Oh, I'm dying for a cigarette. I quit. I fucking quit. I have no cigarettes in the house anymore. And I'm approaching 24 hours of saying I'm fucking done. Actually, it's over 24 hours now. Yep, I'm done. Well, after they doge everything in the world, like I said they was going to do, when you guys were so happy they were doging the government. Yeah, how did that work out for Americans? They didn't get no $5,000 or even debating giving them $2,000 because Trump was too busy giving what he made off them tariffs, which was quite an illegal trade move to do, I think. Yeah, it was not playing nice with your neighbors. Boy, that's coming over hard, didn't it? Ain't done. Is there a river down here? Oh, it's the highway line that came along. It had an influence on the weather. Maybe it was gotten really hot. Maybe there's something over here at the RAF base that I don't know about. A devices, okay? It's possible. You know, they got stuff on trailers they pull in, to operate drones, EMF disguise, and for the new electronic warfare. You ever see some of the electronic warfare stuff? Electromagnetic warfare detection. Trucks. Just right as the word trucks. Yeah, we're going to take a minute, see if I can pull this image. International armored vehicles. Yeah, this is some of your electronic detection stuff that they could just pull up some places. Check out that dish. And that's a Russian one. Yeah, these could pop up anywhere. It's not the one I'm particular. Look, I wasn't aware of this one. Raytheon unveils Australia's I'd never seen this one. Or verifying if I'm human. A human is dead. By definition. I'm alive. I'm a person. Do you see a live man or a dead man? Now here's some information you might want. It unveils the nation's first EW testing vehicle. Green Dark Defense in Space. Do you have a picture for us? You got any pictures here? No. Computer says no. Oh, what fucking good was that, Hampton? Read the media release. Okay, well, let's watch. I have a feeling we're going to just dive into something together. A rabbit hole has presented itself. And well, when a rabbit hole presents itself, be wascally. Yeah, I'm in a wascally mood. Julie, what are you plugged into the wall? Now let's have a look at this. So this is South Australia's nation's first advanced electronic warfare testing vehicle. You got a picture of it yet? Today's announcement, wait, when was this from? Spec details. I can't pick up a date. Wait, we see Stephen Mulligan MP, Treasurer. Is he still in office? Because when he was here, then Treasurer, Minister for Defense and Space Industries. Read this. Boy, they spent $154 million. Well, kids are going hungry. Yeah. Raytheon. Now, that's their backdoor buddies, ain't it? Oh, yeah, there's that clown. It seems to be in a lot of things. Yeah, the latest news. I'm just, while I'm waiting for a new radar image, I'm going to see what's going on with this. Latest news, 2025. How can it be the latest move? It be last year. New partnership. Boy, are they fucking shaking hands with some people that got some really bad ideas. If we remember war sucks, we wouldn't have to spend half of everything GDP in the world on defense industry. Its whole job is to sell war itself. It's not really showing anything. Pictures wise in this, which is it's a bit disappointing. Because I saw this little truck. I was like, what's going on with that? That's just a drone detection vehicle. It'd be something small like that. There's an Israeli radar. It's very interesting. They pull them around on trucks. So don't tell me that there's no radar here. How do you know? When I say I pick up radar signatures in odd places, hey, I like that one. Can I have one? Hey, that's very macho, isn't it? We'll take that to the next protest to see if they beat you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna send that back. Oh, what waveform are you using? I'm gonna send the reciprocating waveform, which is the direct opposite. This is a very common setup, but it usually goes with a trailer, and that has a LOFAR type radar, electronic warfare vehicle. Let's see if we can find it. Israeli electronic vehicle for warfare, India. That's where I first became aware of it, because India started using these. It's not giving me what I'm after. I'll dig into that a little better. Oh, well, isn't this nice to see? When I say there's a plane or something going past and it's beaming, is it possible that the drone like this is doing it? Is that a laser on the front? Could it possibly start fires? I don't know. That's the fryer. That's the burner. Afterburners on. With the timings of some of your fires I've seen, again the other day I saw the same thing. Don't tell me it ain't possible. And when I see devices that are capable of it actually being bought by your country, I said it like that on purpose. Do you live in a country where they're counting everything that you got? Yes, you are. The countery. You are in the treasure chest, and they usually lock those days. You know, that's bad. Kangaroo Island, watch yourselves. Hey, Pimp Bama, how you doing? You're getting pimped. You're getting bitched. You're getting hoed. Because you never said no more, no more. Pimp Bama's not the system's heart. I'm in a fucking mood. I'm still waking up. I haven't had a cigarette. I'm not putting up with any bullshit from people. Yes, bullshit from people. Someone's beaming. Just make a line. Make a line. There's a V pointing right at you here. Is there a radar here, perhaps? See the signature here? Right here where my middle finger is? We get down. It's in a field over here. Something's here. I see you. And I can see it. There's no hiding that shit, BLM. So start giving us crisp images, for fuck's sake. So some people can actually go, is the ray going to hit me? Oh, gosh, I better pull my stuff in. Oh, my dog's outside. I better bring him in. You know? Oh, I might want to unplug my computer and stuff because this lightning going to happen could damage my electronics, right? But yet a geomagnetic storm is supposed to have an X-flare of a Category 5 that CERN is running. Yeah, it was running during this. How do I know? Because I use this site here. It's a publicly available site called Vistars. And you keep an eye on it. I can always see, uh-oh, why isn't it running anymore? I don't care. Fuck it. Fuck it. Here's a link to that. I guess that's just a waste of space. I'll shut it off. Vistars. Let's see if they're still running. Atlas's Smash. One was Atlas is just one experiments detector. Atlas has no active smashing data since the 5th. I can see that on the bottom. Is there more? Yes, it's running. There is awake plasma. You would turn those off because they shorted out one time and CERN was offline for over a year while they had after it burned itself out. Pulse. Look at this pulse. It's very even, some of these pulses I see. A frequency itself. And as I watch the magnetosphere go square, and I can go over that image. Is this Magnus pulsing? See the frequency? That's the Levitt harmonic. Up, down, same. Pulse, one then the other. And this is the frequency we was picking up in the sky that went around the whole world. And assisted by HARP. See, that's a frequency. It really affects the Schumann resonance in a huge way. I don't think it's the lion's gate that's open sometimes. I think it's the liar's mouths that are open would be more accurate. How's Elena? I just showed her running. That makes antiproton packets. It's got 3 psychotrides on top of itself. See, look, it's been dropped. High fucking magnetics, then dropping it. Yeah, the surge should have been off. And this is, I can't go into the past data like I did yesterday. It was on. The colors on. Bzz, bzz, bzz. They even call it beams. And these will be your frequency spikes. On, off, at a regular interval is a frequency, right? How frequently you go to the toilet? You might get every 2 hours you go to, so your frequency is 1 every 2 hours. Right? That's a very ultra low frequency. Frequency of doo-doo. This is interesting. Oops. No, I'm not going to explain all these things. These are the names of the different colliders, and it tells me that the LHC is operating, even though there's no beam and smashing going on, so they did turn on the collector. Alice and Atlas are operating. Yeah, so that means they recorded a beam drip here and here. That was yesterday afternoon, while the storm was raging. Shows you it was operating. Shows you during this time period they kept it on. There was something was shut down a bit here. The energy level, they went low. With the that went high on its own from the storm. Yeah, they didn't turn it off. They let it run and took the risk of burning it out. Or are they just lying? Are they dying because they're lying? Do I have to say, don't you lie to me, motherfuckers? Yeah, LFCF experiment. No, there's nothing going on in there. Yeah, we watch these things. Let's see if we can it's the Roman Patsan. LFCF. You didn't know there were so many experiments that they run there? It's not just Atlas. Everybody shows you this big Atlas collector, but it is not the only collector out there that they use these magnets in that big tunnel to run stuff around. I have no idea what that is. That's something I'll have to dive into. It's okay to say you don't know something. I'd look at that and act all spout a bunch of bullshit, or I could just say, I don't know what that is. I could just tell you the data is changing, it's operating. Can we see this? Where it said 0 before, it don't look like a 0 now. I'm going to have to see what some of this is. Yeah, and this is for the RT for visitors. Kind of shows you what it is. Look at this for making isotopes in here. Yeah, it does 1, 2, 3, 4 linear accelerators. Yeah, there's more than one out here. They're running some big magnetics. Right now the north area is running the small ring. And the big one's now. This is where awake plasma will be shot into this while it goes around. So they're running experiments. It's just not the main one you'd expect. That experiment's going on too. All this is underground. Affects the Earth big time. Is it on a ley line? Does it influence all the ley lines? I don't know. If I measure from my room the ley lines in the world, I would be at the nexus point of every major ley line because that's where I measured it from. So with that being said and done, let's see if we got a new satellite image. But yeah, that's how I could see CERN's operating. I just go there. Come on, give us new data. It's about to hit Russell Island. You probably got about 10 minutes or so. Had to get yourself prepared, as that's going to be a gully wash when it comes across. They're quite dangerous. It's very flat through here. So use great care when you're going over that bridge and stuff all over here, because yeah, I've been there. River Glen Village is right on the edge of the fucking Coppington zones. Yep, there's a beam line here. I see you. So as it runs into that, it's going to drop more condensates, heavier on this side of the river. Usually the CVD protects itself. The EMF of the 5G makes such a buzz in the atmosphere that the molecules, if they form a path of resistance, right? There's no other way to say that, because that's just how that works. It's just the physics. Well, you can deny all you want. You know. I could deny that a Brussels sprout can grow in the field, but then I can go to a farm and educate myself, right? Well, you got some Brussels sprouts growers, so to speak. This is a bad one. If anything's going to go tornado, this one's going to. If this, watch this salt. When it compresses against these mountains, it's going to get quite dangerous. Where's the gap where it releases? Right here in the Esk Valley, this area, where it comes over into there. It's going to be quite bad. Quite bad. And I already know it's above a beam line, so it's free to travel. So let's look to see what's going to go on. I hadn't even loaded this. I saw that image on the radar. I said, fuck, I got to go live now. And we'll just do my Sussingtons live. Thunder is rumbling. Yeah, where you at, Tracy? We will zoom in on your house, Miss Kelly. You married anybody named Ned? Is he never at home? I can't resist. That's pressure looking. Are you right on the 16 line? Huh. Usually you see the storms on 1014, 1016 to 18 line. So she's oscillating between these two pressures out here. It's really high. High is rotating counterclockwise in this hemisphere. And so it's taking all this tropical air, and this one here is bringing all this Antarctica up, and that's what's fueled your demise today, is the forceful movement of moisture across the nations and the temperatures that come with it. How you doing, MT? It's your turn. I know you was going to cop it. I gave you plenty of warning. You knew that some of these areas you're going to have to change your path of travel or change your plans, and I don't know, you got a boat. You have one of those duck things you can just go right through straight, you know, you just float along. An Everglades, one of those airboats. You love a good storm, but we rarely get one. But you know, be careful what you wish for this accident. If you're a gynecologist, you change your name to Sarah. Obstetric. Miss Obstetric. Get a perfect name for a sexually choiced person. As this wind bends like this into the pressure, that's because of the mountain passes in here. It's really gonna fucking roar. And that's probably what's gonna give Christchurch that batch. And how in the hell did that just not go across the nation? So that means you're going to get beamed for that. About like, that's going to take a big beam. Well, they say there's another CME. Like I said this the other day, that this weather plan they had planned for you was going to require them saying there's a solar mass ejection to cover up the beams. They use the beams, space weather, as the only lie they can get away with. And while most people are so fucking stupid to listen to mainstream media, I'm looking for something. They never question anything. They hear there's something safe and effective, and they run out and buy the chocolate bar kind of a thing, you know. I'll tell you what, man, eggs are safe and effective. You leave them sitting on a counter long enough, you'll get diarrhea from the deviled eggs at the church picnic. I'll tell you, be careful about that. Anyway, I love deviled eggs. Wow, look at the beam going across your country here for fall. Wow. Fucking hell. Boy, they even knew about this. Boy, your earthquake fucking risk is really high through here. Even though it's not a normally seismically active area. Look at this curler they're bringing in. See that? That's being pinned. That's the water that's coming in. Geostorm 5. Fuck. I hate to see this. This originally came out as a straight V, and as the moisture moves, you'll see the bend. And you can make a bend by, if it's an analog signal, it's pretty good at that. You have something right here where I'm pointing. I'm not used to seeing something coming from there, so I'm going to humor myself. Now, this is what I would do before I load screens. It's part of the process. I mean, as I load screens, it's me seeing something and looking. Okay, that's who did it. This did it. It's right, it zoomed in on that location. And I find something. I've got something at 5 something's roundabout. Wyndham Weather Radar. Guilty of modifying a vast area. You got more devices out here than just that. Everything. Oh, that's a communication tower. You call it what it is. Don't go, ah. But they could pull a truck up out here to do anything they want anytime. Right. Even this, what is this? What's this thing? Right here. Anybody go out there and take a picture of that for me? I appreciate this. So we will all learn what's there. But yeah, that's definitely the. It's definitely point right at it. Point right at it. You don't make this up. If you make it up, what are you? You're a dying liar. I'll just in case you somebody gonna be that nitpicky. Do all my homework for me, Robert. Why is that got vest capability? And this one here. That one there. That one there. Boy, that was very busy here. And then we'll go look and see if we have any other radar activity showing up in the precipitable moisture. This is how much, really basically how big the droplets are. And they change when they get heated up, the particles of chem and thermonuclear condensate, or cloud nuclei, or condensation. Right? But we're not talking the big con about contrails not being chemically induced, or the gain of function of dust particles to make the clouds from jet planes and stuff last all day. In some cases, I take that from my eyes, devil be gone. This is the slider right down here. You see this? Well, that's where it has the dates and stuff. So please don't ever tell me I'm going to tell you the dates. I say screenshot and look yourself. All right? Or call Ken Ring or Higgins and ask them and see if you ever did a replay. If somebody was right rude to me the other day. Yeah, I'm not putting up with it. I need to know this. Love you guys. Thanks for respect. Yes, there's some very heavy totals in those backed-up storms that were made here today. And let's see if we got another image. Seems to be giving us one about every third. Here's from 5 minutes ago. Where are we at now? Make sure I'm watching for hook trails. And I'll be screaming warnings because you know people to call on the phone. Boom, boom, toowoomba. You fueled your own demise. What the hell is all this? You got a wind farm field up here? Oh, it's a bicycle trail. I won't want to be caught out there while that's going on. Or swinging a golf club. There's some idiots going to get struck by lightning over there. Mount Peel Street. That's going to be a beautiful bike trail, though. If they even allow us to do that. You make it hurt. You make it hurt. You might skin your knee. God forbid. Live, love, laugh, and have fun. Right? You're here to live while you're dying. Yeah, we're dying for the second we're born, right? So quit worried about that shit. Yeah, don't. Some of you are worried about it because you know you're going straight to fucking hell when you go. Because you've been an asshole and never did anything about it. You lived an unapologetic, nasty lifestyle of vileness. We all know. You might be a fucking vaxhole for all I know. I don't know. Mask holes and vax holes love to tell people what to do. Yep. Which is the opposite of oneness. It's taking oneness and turning it into minus. A minus in the oneness. Now, Jim Boom Boo, it's nice to see you out of the ways, but don't think that you're done with rain for the night. You do have some more showers. And then we'll come out west here. And we'll look at what's going to go over this road. Because the heat of this road itself, the thermals, is going to also help fuel this thing. I shouldn't have told them I was picking up the temp differences of the chem bombs. Because they've changed the sensitivity of the infrared. It's making it harder to see. Nazis do not want you to see things. N-O-T-S-E-E, you're being rolled by the media Nazis. They think everything should be what they say. And if everything they say is a sales pitch, then TV's just another bunch of fucking sales bitches. And they ain't even knocking on your door. You choose to watch programming. Yeah. Need I say more? The word itself says it all. Boy, is this a bad storm. Hey, that looks like a dinosaur. Rah, raw war. Hey, we gotta have some imaginarium here, damn it. We will do that. Let's see if we got any updated here. Right, this is the next so greatest image. That's from 28 minutes ago, so we're due to get a new one on this. Well, we've already examined this one. Pitsworth. Could we change the name to Armpitsworth? You probably already have it. It does look like an armpit here with a big bend like that. Square form storms. Mr. Cloud Squiggles here. Hey, look, we got a aurora up here in the springtime. Get the fuck out of here. You guys want to believe you just want to see one so bad. You don't even think about a man-made possibility. There's a radar here. Roma. It helps me out if I just type it in. Roma. Quild. And here it goes to Roma. It's not the one I was thinking of. Your next red is not marked there. I have it marked here. Well, we was picking it up a bit to the west. I'm gonna have another look at that image. I never try to make the data fit my argument. I try to make my argument fit the data. Right? What I see is what it is. What's this in the car? Is it a mobile radar horn? Sound horn kind of thing? Yeah, making for sonic undulation. Is it this one? Let's have a peek. Because you had a couple in the area for controlling the flow. Yeah, this is my homework. I can't wait to add some more pins to my map. Every one of these areas can be shut down, shut the flows down. So I can use this map to basically, if I was the geoengineer, how could I make certain things happen? Yes, I got quite a few devices marked on here. Come on, let's do for another image. Shall we watch storms out for you guys? I think there must be a hell of a lot of sulfur. Does it smell like farts out there? Like matches? And if so, that's evidence of some of the sulfuric acid precursors that they talk about using. CIGI 111, Geoengineering Governance Document. City. Look, on page 13 of this document. Memorize this sucker. This is all the peer-reviewed papers and everything is required by many, many people to prove things. And so I have become very, very adept at using this document to prove the word chemtrails and things like this. And you can do that on page 13. Please type in 13 here. And go straight to it. What do you see here? Why does that smell like farts? Stratospheric sulfur dioxide injection. Aircraft artillery cells and hoses suspended from towers. Reference 59. Look, deploying air paintings to burn sulfur in the atmosphere, producing aerosol to reflect sunlight away. It doesn't block the sun, it reflects it away. So that's where you'll be getting fact checked. When you say it's blocking the sun. Nope. Alright, so it's changing albedo. Albedo is the fraction of incident sunlight that is reflected. And this one's kind of interesting here, where he says that there has been suggestions of chemicals like titanium oxide being sprayed in our atmosphere for more control over the process. And the bicarb was also suggested because they were getting too acidic in the atmosphere. This indecent proposal is actually going. That's like somebody making a proposal to fuck your wife for $1 million and they've already been doing it. Well, we've been getting fucked for fucking years and we've been paying that millions. The benefits and risk, that basically says they don't know what harms it could possibly do. In the presence of aerosol, sulfuric gases may condense into pre-existing aerosol particles. So they're counting on the chemistry of it mixing with stuff. So why does your air smell like farts? I don't know. He's SpongeBob. Yeah, so maybe we got another image by now. Yeah, that's why I say that. You know, it's what I say in that. And that one I was quoting on there was from a U.S. House Senate committee from 2010 was when it was published, but the meeting itself was held November and December of 2009. But they published after the Christmas congressional break. Everything pointing right at you here. Nutsified skies, man. It's like watching the gas chamber coming to you. So let's say you're going to have auroric conditions are very passable all the way up to this line right about here. I was thinking you saw it in Ballina last night. That can glow. I've seen some glowing at sunset already. Look at this greenish haze to this, how everything changed. That's already sky glowed. Yep. That'll glow real easy. Look at the shadow that's created by these chemical clouds going over the top. We know they're chemical clouds because they're in square forms like this. They're not Mother Nature wicking up beautiful, lovely water it's supposed to nurture. Nah, they're putting up stuff over there that's taking the oneness of things and putting it all up for sale. Over sale. Oh man, it's nearly a full swastika you can make out of that. Look at the colors. The ice refraction is different. And no, I don't have a mass spectrometer to determine what it is. And like I always say, why do they do it? Because we let them. What's on all this stuff? That's something we deserve an honest answer to, right? But we know what we pick up in hair and soil samples and in trees. It was like when you drew a seagull in a picture when you was a kid. Didn't it look like that? My God. Geostorm 101 right here off the coast. Yeah, they got a lot of sky glow because there's a lot of chemicals. It simulates an island. Well, you see vortices like this sometimes in an island, but when winds are coming across and they run into something, it's like I said earlier, that they see where the marching band runs down an alleyway. Well, there's your alley wall, and everything has to either turn or smash. And if it can't get underneath that mass to come to here, that's why they got two lines. And that becomes a corridor of least resistant flow for the cold air to come in. Here and here. That's shut. So the cold air has been directed in here. You see that plain as day. Plain as day. Learning to read clouds yet? Why not? Show going on too long for you? Just shit. Flow. I like doing flow in green. Here's your flow lines right through here. Right to here. And it's turned. And then it's turned into there. Some of it's going to come this way. This is X that ain't going in there. Shut. That's where your heaviest aurora is going to be too. It's going to be quite dramatic. And the colors of it will determine what the chemicals are in the sky. Look at the colors you see it. Some of them actually look like falling down at you like a curtain of fireworks, falling towards you with different colors that you would not normally see in an aurora, especially all of them together at the same time. That's why the flow is set up to happen like that. We ain't done mimic. Let's have a peek. Again, we did it earlier. See if there's any. We might have a new hour image. We did have a new hour 10 minutes ago. Stop it. Get there. Yeah, I'd say that corridor of flow is shut. It's exactly as I said. It has to go that way. You learn to read this yourselves. Well, that radar is really blessed and quite a heated outflow area there. You have a ship off the coast of Vanuatu here, it's not good for their earthquakes. Especially when I see a pulse like this going towards them. See this here? That's quake maker. It's pushing this up. Separates these two things so that moist air there is going to have a tendency to stay here and go towards Queensland and visit you in a few days. I imagine that's going to be something like Bays, Yeppoon and all that. Yeppoon Penis Insula up there. Yeah, Queensland's mitten. Hey, have a big scalar square with a bunch of chem bombs in it, and this image is about 22 minutes old. Here from outside, you see how I see. Boy, there's a big bank of fog out there. Look at all the fog. If they hit this with a bunch of hard frequency, it would sky glow too. Don't let somebody with a PhD convince you they're correct because they fucking went to school. They could buy their fucking degrees. And while they was all wrong about the safe and effective shit, so I don't expect their opinion means fucking much to me anymore. Because if you're lying, you're dying. And well, or should I say, if you're lying, we're dying. What a fucking shame. I'm getting pissed off. Are you? Are you feeling me yet? How about fucking now? 9 minutes ago, we have had a change, ladies and genitals. They can give us up to the minute rate. That's what we got used to get in the States. Hey, they're just forming like steps here. Steps, steps. Until they run into that line that ship made out here. So, right, that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to be. And we all must say no more, no more. You're going to keep an eye on your radar, H out here. Yeah, we got some really dangerous cells about, and now I need a break. All right, big love, stay safe. Peace.